Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to It's Giving Review with your host Tina
and Johna, and we're here to give you the latest scoop on all things entertainment. From the latest TV shows and movies, our favorite restaurants and bars, and everything in between.
We're here to give you all the tea. So sit back, listen in, and let's get to it.
Hey y'all, we're back for another episode of It's Giving Review. It's your girl Johna. I'm here with Tina.
What's up, guys?
And we're so excited to be back with another recap of You. I'm feeling a little behind because I feel like everybody's already watched.
Yeah, everybody's watched it. We know that you guys already know, but it's kind of conflicting because I heard that we think Joe knows, but then other people are saying like, okay, we already know who the murderer or the killer is, right?
Right.
Joe Stalker. So I don't know.
Right.
Do we know, or do we just think we know based off of what Joe thinks?
Right.
So I don't know. We're in the dark. You guys aren't, but we're in the dark. So.
Oh my God. And I'm so mad because we watched episode 3 this week. So that's where we're at. We got 2 more episodes to go, but I feel like I still have no clue who the murderer is. Episode 3 did not give me no clarity. I was hot.
No, it wasn't serving. It didn't serve. Well, one suspect that you had is gone now. So
that's true.
That's true.
If you guys watched the last episode, I was super suspicious of the little security guy, Vic. And yeah, we know he got killed in this episode. So
yeah, he didn't know shit.
One of the theories was out the door.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're super excited to be back. So we're gonna recap You season 4, episode 3 today. And just to jump in real quick, the last episode ended basically with now Simon got killed. That was crazy. He had some big art show. He got murdered. Now Malcolm has been killed and Simon has been killed. So it's getting really kind of juicy though, because there's someone on the hunt for these rich people. I was like, yeah, what the heck?
And this episode was called The Rich, like The Rich Killer or something like that.
Yeah, it was called Eat the Rich.
Eat the Rich.
Which is kind of crazy, right? Mm-hmm. Someone's out maybe to get revenge, or
I think on the whole group. So yeah.
You think the group has a little plot?
No, I think somebody's out to like kill that whole group off.
Oh, maybe someone's like mad at the group.
I still think it's Reese. Like, I know. Reese, like, so I don't know.
Yeah, Reese is suspicious as heck.
He's very suspicious. Mm-hmm.
We said that last episode. We got our eyes on Reese, so he's suspicious as hell. Okay, but let's jump into episode 3. We're super excited. It kind of starts off that at the end of 2 and at the beginning of 3.
Let's cheers to Joe.
Yes.
Like, I mean, he's doing all right, you guys. He's doing all right.
I know.
So we're happy there.
Some stuff happened though in this episode, and I was like, no, Joe. He was making me so proud, but he gets tested. Yeah, he got to do what he got to do.
Yeah, yeah. Somebody was testing him.
Absolutely. So, okay, it starts off though, like I was saying, that there's a bunch of articles all over his house, and I was like, oh my God, the stalker now knows who Joe really is, right?
They figured it out.
His identity is exposed now, so someone's onto him, and I was kind of sad about that because I was like, he deserves a fresh start. Like,
I know.
I really want
as Jonathan Moore. He definitely did, but I know this person's really out to get him. Dug deep and found all the people that he murdered. So
exactly.
Now he knows.
Yep, someone's onto him. They snuck in his house, put articles everywhere, and they're like, I got you. We know what's up with you now. You're Joe. And Joe is freaking out because someone knows his past, and he's done a lot of dirt in the other seasons, as y'all know. So it's kind of creepy. It also starts off all of the students, Joe's a professor in this season now. All of his students find out that Professor Malcolm Harding has now been murdered as well. Someone turned the finger in. So everybody's kind of freaking out.
Not only that, but like Nadia seems really, really sad that, he's dead, but the other students are kind of making fun of it. Like They don't really seem to care that much about him. So
exactly. Which is super sad because I think
he didn't leave a good impression.
True.
On the children. Ooh. Like he didn't leave a good impression. They didn't like him. They didn't fuck with him.
Think about that. Why did the students hate him so much? He probably had a lot more dirt that we still don't know yet.
Like, they didn't fuck with him like that.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's a lot of drama. There's another murder now, and everybody I feel like is kind of just on edge and freaking out about it. So then it cuts to a scene where Joe's back at home. He's looking out the window, and Kate is just like getting interrogated by the police, which is kind of good, right? Because that's his girlfriend. I feel like they always assume the spouse, right?
Yeah.
Like that's who's closest to the person. But guess what? Joe like calls her because the police leave, and he's like, "Oh, I just wanted to check on you," and she's like, the police are coming to you.
Yeah,
like,
she says save it. Like they're gonna come over there right now and talk to you. So and I do fuck with Kate because she's very like, and I'll explain why, but I definitely think she's Scorpio. Like when we talk about zodiac signs for these characters, like I definitely think Kate is Scorpio. Like she's mysterious, she's dark.
For sure.
She's like super dark. She has like a past, obviously.
She does.
Sarcastic. She hides behind sarcasm all the time, but she's also kind of seductive in a way.
Absolutely.
She gives like Scorpio.
I agree.
Yeah, I like her though. I fuck with her.
100%. I like her too so far. She's dope. She's a little bit mean to Joe, but
yeah,
this episode
I think she's mean to everybody because they don't like Scorpios, right? They don't really fuck with people like that. It's like if you're in, you're in. If you're not, like I'm treating you like shit. I don't fucking know you. So
that is so true.
I do feel like, you know, she's protective of what she cares about.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how they are, right? Like,
absolutely.
If I care about you, I'm gonna protect you. And like I think she just doesn't want Joe in the group because she's always like, what the fuck are you here? Like anytime she shows up somewhere, she's like, I don't know why you're here. Like,
yeah, like you're not in my circle.
I feel her though. Yeah, like I feel her though, because I do the same way about them. Like, why is this bitch here? Why is this motherfucker here? Like, I don't know who this is.
You ain't welcome. You can't sit with us.
Yeah, like get out. Like
I love it.
All right.
Yes. But I love Kate though. Kate is dope. And yeah, so we said she sends the police over there. Joe is kind of freaking out too though, because I think he knows that he was the last person who was around Malcolm, right? Remember, he got drunk at the party and Malcolm took him home. So he kind of is like the last person who was there. He also went to Simon's art show. So the police were like asking questions about that too. They were like, you were at his art show as well. Like you kind of are on our radar. And I thought it was really interesting. So, and if I look over here, I'm just looking at my notes. But Joe turns it on the police. And I thought that was so funny. He's like, Malcolm told me that Simon was like using these young artists and they were really doing the paintings. Malcolm was a gambler, so he was strapped for money and he was going to pin it on Simon and like blackmail him. So he tells this whole story, right? He's like, yeah, we were drunk that night and Simon confided in me. So actually you guys need to keep a close eye like on the circle. Like there's some drama between them. Yeah. And I was like, my guy.
Yeah. Quick on his feet, right? Like
quick on
it did seem like Kate was trying to like set him up in a way, but I don't know. I'm really still not suspicious of her anymore though. But
yeah, exactly.
I think she was being like thorough, like, yeah, like go talk to this dude because he was the last person that saw Malcolm. So that just like I feel like further made her not trust Joe. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, she's pretty thorough though.
She is. She definitely is. And so when the police leave, I thought this was kind of interesting. The stalker like instantly texts Joe and was like, that bitch sent the police straight to you. Like, we got to get rid of her. Kate's a threat and blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. And I was just like, okay, because we were kind of like, our last episode, we were like, Kate's a little bit suspicious. And I thought that was super funny. Now the stalker wants to kill her though. So I was like, is it her? I couldn't imagine her texting like as herself to say, kill me. Right.
No,
like,
yeah, it's probably not Kate. I definitely think whoever it is wants her dead though, because she knows whatever it is or has whatever it is that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I definitely think, I still think it's Reese. So I'm going to call it Reese right now.
Okay.
I think that he wants Joe to kill Kate off. He wants me to help him. And that's what he likes, right? This person actually enjoys murdering.
Yeah.
So I think that's what they want to happen is like, go ahead and kill off Kate, help me out. Like, let's do this together. Yeah. And Joe kind of says that too. He's like, you want me to be like you. He uses some word I can't remember now, but he said something like that, right? It was like, you want me to be like you.
Yeah. You're looking for a friend.
Right. Somebody to be the same, like as far as getting a thrill from murdering, which we know Joe right now does not get like a thrill from it.
No.
Like he's not happy about that. He doesn't want to do it. Yeah. This person's happy about it. Like this person wants to do it. And it's weird.
Yeah, it's super weird. But yeah, so I don't know who it is. Honestly, this episode I was hot because I'm like, Now I'm even more confused. I don't know who it could be. So we know now the stalker wants Joe to kill Kate, get her out of there. Joe's freaking out because he's like, how did you even know the police were here? He like is looking for surveillance footage in his apartment. And the stalker's like just watching him so closely. And I just couldn't believe that. I was like, does he live around the area? Like, is he just really watching Joe's every move? The stalker's really good. I'm like, low-key, Joe and him low-key might need to be friends.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so they need to trade information on how to stalk each other.
Yeah, they low-key could be good friends.
Just kidding, don't do that. But
I know, right?
No, but that is funny.
It's so funny. So the next scene, it kind of cuts to Joe is obviously now he's worried for Kate. He wants to protect her. So he like wants to start following her. And this whole episode basically is just Joe following Kate and trying to like protect her and also still figure out who this person is that's stalking him. So he goes down into like the street where they live, because remember he lives right by Kate and where Malcolm lived, and he sees Nadia outside. And I thought that was crazy. Nadia's
at the door. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And she's trying to get a note. She's trying to break in because she wants to get back the note that she wrote. She wrote to Malcolm, whatever that was. But she's trying to break in. So she tells Joe that. She says, look, I'm trying to get in there because I want to get my note back. Yeah. So Joe takes, a mental note of it. Like, all right, she wants to get a note. That makes sense, right? Yeah. He thinks she's professing her love or something like that in the note, but we don't really know.
I want to know. I was like, what the fuck did that note say?
But Joe is following Kate around because he thinks if he protects Kate or follows Kate, he'll figure out who the actual murderer is, because that person, the next victim he thinks is going to be Kate. Exactly. So he thinks like he'll follow her, try to protect her. So that's what he does do this whole episode. And then it gets interesting with them too. Yeah.
It definitely does. So I will say quickly too, there's like a big scene of them at the funeral. I don't think that part is like, there wasn't really too much relevance there. But
other than the fashion.
Yeah. Yes. What do you think of the fashion? Tell us.
I think that it was funny. Phoebe, like she shows it, she's just extra as fuck. Like she shows up to the funeral with like a black dress that the back has like a heart cut out with like diamonds all around the heart. It's actually really cute. It was cute. I wanted to take a picture of it. Yeah, it was actually really cute. Mm-hmm. But she's just extra as fuck. So I thought her fashion, that was like a little fashion statement for her. Mm-hmm. And then there was a hashtag that I didn't see, but I know you told me about it. Mm-hmm. The smiles for Simon Sue. Like that's the hashtag that they had on, like smiles for Simon Sue.
Like, all these people should be crying, but they low-key like are, I feel like, kind of taking it to like get fame and get clout, right? Like I think that was what I wrote with Sophie Sue, is like she was trying to gain followers. I think Joe said something about that too, like she was using this to get donations or whatever. I think he said something like there was like a charity, and he was like, that ain't even a real charity. It had like some bootleg website or something, and I was just laughing. So I'm like, all these people are still really suspicious to me because they don't seem like they care. Like if I'm at a funeral, like
none of them were crying, right? Like Kate, first of all, Kate can't cry for like the way that she grew up. She kind of explains this to Joe, like her mom never let her cry. She was like, don't cry. So she holds everything in. So she actually was trying to feel something. Like she was trying to feel an emotion the whole time at the funeral. Like she said it's not a good day to Joe, right? Like she's like, it's not a good day considering all the people that are like the deaths that are happening. But she can't cry. So Joe's like trying to help her, and he's like, look, if you don't do it for the person, do it for yourself. And he says sometimes when he's sad, he just lights things on fire. So he told Kate to try that out. So
he did.
We took note of that. But
have you ever done that? Have you ever done like a burning ritual?
I think I have actually before. I've done a burning ritual. I've done like a severance, I guess, like, I don't know what you would call it, a severance ceremony, I guess, like to detach from somebody that you loved and like it didn't work out or something like that. I think I must run like really deep. I run very deeply with my love to where I got to do severance ceremonies, y'all. But I can't stop loving. So if I love you, I just love you. Like we need to do a whole ceremony to get me off of you because a bitch can't.
I get
Something wrong with
I get it. I love hard and long too.
Oh my God.
You might need to teach all of us, right? Anybody need to get over someone?
Right. Yeah.
Tina got y'all.
severance ceremony. Okay, we'll talk about it. Like I'll tell y'all how to do it. But yeah, so Kate, I think this is a good scene to talk about though, is, you know, after the funeral, Joe follows Kate around. She's kind of like, leave me alone, like have a good day or don't, whatever, leave me alone. He follows her to a bar. This is where they kind of had that like intimate talk, like about the crying situation, right?
Yes.
And then she's like, come with me, like to one of my favorite spots, right? And so she takes Joe to a place where like her and Malcolm, I think, went before.
A secret garden. It looked kind of nice, actually. I was like,
right. And at this point, Kate has had a few drinks. Right. She's probably a little tipsy. She's like, look, if you want to be helpful to me instead of just following me, like have sex with me. Like that's what she wants. She's like, give me some, let me feel something. Like she wants to feel pleasure, or she can't feel anything. She's like, distract me. Right. So Joe, he's like, no, I don't want to do this. Right. And she's like trying to seduce him. Like, look, you haven't been following me around just because you're trying to protect me. Like you want some of this. Like, and Joe's like, this isn't a good idea. But then he kind of fights it in his brain. He's like, all right, well, if I do this, that means I still have my eyes on her. So he decides that he will have sex with her. Right. And I just thought it was so funny. It's my favorite part, because before they were like actually going to have sex, Joe was leaning in to kiss her. And she's like, don't kiss me or I might fall in love. And then your accent. It killed me. I was like, oh my God.
You got a good accent.
Yeah, you did good. I thought it was so funny because I've actually said that to somebody before. I'm like, don't kiss me because I don't want you to fall in love with me, or like vice versa. Because I know that I'm so passionate, like with intimacy and, you know, sex, whatever. So I've actually said that before. So it kind of, you know, it tickled me inside when she said that. I was like, girl, that's right.
I feel that too.
So
makes me fall in love.
Right. Yeah. It makes somebody fall in love. Yeah. So anyways, he goes back to her house, wakes up, and she wants him to leave because he's snooping around for that letter that Nadia, you know, left in there, and he wants to get that letter for her. So Kate is like, what are you doing? Type of shit. And then she's like, I would rather be chopped up in a million pieces than spend another moment with you. And so she's so dark. Yeah, she's so dark. Because she straight up said it to his face. Like she walked to his face, looked him in his soul. It was like, I'd rather somebody chop me up into a million pieces. So you need to leave. I want you to get out. And he did. He left. But he still tried to keep an eye on her. And that's when we went to the next part.
Once he left her house, I think the stalker, obviously, right? He's been on Joe's head, and he saw that. And he was like, I see you're trying to protect her. Like, I feel like the stalker, you know, he wants Joe to kill her. So he wasn't happy about that. And he like was like taunting Joe, like, just like, come on, like, I know you get off on killing. I bet it makes your D hard, right? Did you remember? And I was like,
I thought that was so gross. I was like, all right, I can't wait to see who this is, because like, first of all, if you getting off like that, that's nasty.
You morbid.
That's like necrophilium, because I feel like they like have like sex with their victims, like when they like die.
I can't.
Well, whoever it is like this, and don't let it be Reese. I'm gonna be bad, because then I have bad judgment in character too, because I'm over here like, I love Reese.
We both like Joe. He seems like a good guy, but people be fake. You don't really know who people are.
That's true.
I had a note about this earlier, but we kind of jumped to this part where him and Kate got the little thing on, which was like the whole main point of the episode anyway. But Reese gave a speech at the funeral when they were at Simon's funeral, and he said something about people wearing masks, and he was just like, I don't remember what he said, but he said something about like people wearing masks and it's hard to be who you really are or whatever. And I was like, you got a mask on? Who really are you? And Joe said something like that too, I think, like under his breath.
He did, yeah.
And I was like, that made me think about Reese a little bit too. I'm like, it's probably Reese. So
it's probably Reese.
It's probably gonna be him. So kind of crazy. But yeah, so after the whole apartment thing, stalker still wants Joe to kill her. And Joe's just like, oh my God, I gotta protect this girl. He continues following her, even though he left the apartment. She ends up like later on going to some like burial place. I think they called it a crypt. I've never heard of that. So I was really interested. I was like, what is that?
Yeah, it's like where I think honestly that was like one of those I I don't know, like when people have dynasties, they have like these their own burial situation. I forget what it's called. I'm like blanking right now, but I think you guys, somebody knows what I'm talking about. But yeah, they have like their own like family sort of burial thing. Yeah. So when you're rich, like that's what you have. Yeah. So I feel like he was in that, and he was in a niche because they only had his like finger, right? Like, so he was in like a little niche thing, and Kate
little box.
Yeah, Kate was in one of those.
Oh, but I thought it was so cute because I felt like this was the point where Kate like finally grieved, right? She was like talking to his little finger or whatever, his little box, and was just like, I'm sorry. And even though you were a dick and like you were mean, whatever, like you still cared about me. You made me forget about my family. You made me laugh. And that was the first time like I kind of started liking Kate. Like I was like, okay, she's human. Like she does have some emotions. Like she can be kind of sweet. But she was still, I feel like still kind of like, I'm still a little bit suspicious of her. I don't know. She still just doesn't seem like she really loved him that much, or like you should be, I get it. Like Tina said earlier, she had a lot of family trauma. Her parents didn't let her feel her emotions, but I don't know. I just still thought that was like a really weird way to say goodbye. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I think she was trying, right. She said it was worth a tear or two that he would make her laugh, and that he made her forget about her family. So I guess that was something dark. Yeah. But I think she needed that because she's so dark, and Malcolm was very goofy, like extremely like goofy, just free, whatever. And she's a little more uptight. Yeah. So I think like he probably distracted her from whatever she has going on too. Yeah. So in her brain, like, yeah, she's like, it has to be worth a tear or two that you did that for me, right? Yeah. Yeah. But exactly. She called him a pompous. Yes. I was like, you're a pompous whore or slut or something like that.
She did say that. And she knew he was cheating this whole time. So that was surprising to me. I was like,
yeah, she's been known. I think she's just like, whatever, right? Like, Kate's probably somebody super hard to be with. So I feel like she just accepted whatever. And she probably knows that about herself. I'm very positive that Kate knows that she's like a pretty tough person probably to be with. So
Scorpios are.
Yeah.
Right. Lord, poor Kate. But okay, so Kate leaves. She said her goodbyes, and Joe's, he's been following her, trying to keep an eye on her, and the security guy comes. I was saying last episode that we recorded, I was really suspicious of the security guy, and I was just like, oh my God, he's here, it's him. Like I was ready for it to happen, but no, like he was really just there trying to protect Kate and keeping an eye on this little elite club, this new little crew of people that Joe's been around this season. And he's like, well, what are you doing? Are you going to kill Kate next? Like he thought Joe was there to kill Kate. So I'm like, damn, he was a good guy. I thought he was like a bad guy. Yeah. And he starts searching Joe, and he finds Malcolm's ring. And I was just like, oh my God, because one thing that we kind of jumped way ahead, but I had a bunch of notes about like this whole time Joe's been stalking Kate, people kept bumping him. There were like a lot of scenes where Joe kept bumping into people. And I'm like, dang, like I even watched it a few times to try to see if I could see like who bumped into him and put that ring in his pocket, but I couldn't tell who it was.
Yeah, I couldn't either, but he does do a flashback because he's like, who did I bump into that could have like put this ring in my pocket?
I was thinking too, remember after they like had a little rendezvous in the secret garden, he like went to sleep, I think, because he wakes up in her apartment. That's remember? True. And I was like, he was asleep for some amount of time. Was it then? That's what made me suspicious of Kate, because I was like, oh, maybe Kate. I was still suspicious of her.
Yeah, like, right. Because did she put the ring, right? The only other person would be Nadia, right? That he like had some sort of interaction with.
Could have been
Nadia, and then Kate. Yeah.
Yep. I was just like,
so that's weird. Yeah.
Yeah. It was super weird. But security dude is like, oh my God, you have Malcolm's ring. He gets on the phone. He's ready to call like Phoebe and everyone and like out Joe, right? Like he's the killer. He has Malcolm's freaking ring. So Joe had to kill him. I was so sad.
He had to, because if it was kill or get killed at that point, like,
or go down for these murders.
He already shot him. Yeah. He already shot him in his foot, but he didn't have his toes anymore. So he didn't feel it. That's what he said. He's like, that would have hurt if I still had my toes. I was like, oh my God. But But yeah, so it was kill or be killed at that point. I feel like, you know, he didn't really have a choice.
I know.
He had to do it.
He had to do it, which I feel like Joe is always in a circumstance where like it's do or die, or, you know, like it's a pressure where he feels like he has to do this for like the better of something else. And he didn't want to get framed for all these murders that he didn't do.
Exactly.
But I was like, no, I didn't want him to kill this season. So one murder Joe has done now this season. I was just like, dang. Yeah. So he kills off the security guy. It's only one this season. I made a little note of that too. That's good. Yeah, it's way better than last season. So bravo, Joe. You trying. I see you. I feel you. You're trying to be better. And then it flips to the next morning, basically. Joe's like looking out the window. He sees Kate drinking and mourning over Malcolm. That's when she actually burned the picture we were talking about earlier, the burning ritual. We see her finally do that. She burns Malcolm's picture. So I was like, dang, maybe she really is mourning and like sad. I feel like that was kind of her grieving too.
Yeah.
And yeah, so she got the letter. Nadia came and got the letter from him too. In these kind of like last few scenes. And then it wraps up basically with the stalker texting Joe, like, okay, well, it's time to meet, like, haha, because Joe plays with him. Joe's like, yeah, ooh, I did get off on that last murder, like, to try to like connect with this guy.
Yeah, to bait him to see like, all right, who are you? Like,
yeah.
So now he's just, you know, feeding it. Like, yes, I did like to do that. It did make me feel satisfied.
Yeah.
Even though it didn't. Yeah. So now his stalker wants to meet him. So
yeah, I'm like,
I hope it's this next episode.
I hope so too.
I really do. I think it's not going to be until episode 5, but you guys, we have one more. We have episode 4 and then 5. So we are not going to know.
I know.
But
hopefully at least 4 is better. Like we get some tea and I get some more insight, because I have no idea still. I'm just like, 3 was pointless.
I'm gonna still go with Reese. Okay. I'm gonna still go with Reese and Nadia. I'm still strong on these 2. Yeah. So we'll see the next episode if like one of them get cut out, but I'm still going strong on Reese and Nadia. Yeah.
I still got my eyes on Kate. I don't care. She's cool. She kind of seemed a little more emotional this time. Like maybe she loved it, maybe she's hurt, but she's still sneaky. I don't know. I still got a little itch about her. So yeah, that's my thoughts. And the way they ended it, they basically
just her. Yeah, just Kate.
I mean, everybody's suspicious to me.
Okay, but your main one is Kate.
I'm still really suspicious of Kate. Like, I don't think she's just.
Who's your number 1 though?
A good girl.
Between, because I got Reese. Yeah. And Nadia. Yeah. Right. My number 1 is Reese. My second is Nadia.
Yeah. I would say for me, Reese is probably 1 though, because Reese is too good to be true. So I'm really suspicious of Reese too. Like from I think the beginning, we were like, he's so nice, but is he buttering up Joe? I think I said that on the last couple episodes. So I would probably say Reese is 1. Kate, I still, I don't know. I just have a weird vibe about her. So I don't know about her.
What zodiac sign is Reese?
Oh God.
I know, he's fucking tough, right? I've been trying to think about it. Like, what zodiac sign is Reese? Like,
I would have to say Virgo. If he's the killer, it's Virgo, because he's very calculated. He's been just too like meticulous and making this story look good and making himself look good. And really, if he is the murderer, like he played a good ass fucking part. Like the best actor award, I would have to say goes to Virgo. You will never know what they're thinking, what their motive is. It's gonna have to be Virgo for me for best actor, or maybe Sag, because I feel like Sages, they look good, they play good, they talk good.
I think he's a Gemini.
You think Gemini?
Yeah, because he does play, like he toys at him and it's funny and he's like, you know, quirky about it. Like, and I think Geminis can definitely be manipulative for sure.
Absolutely.
So, and they want to play that game. And to him, he's been playing a game. Yeah. So
this is a fucking big game. Who plays the most games? What zodiac sign y'all?
Yeah. Who plays the most games? Yeah. So I'm gonna go with Reese is a Gemini. Yeah. You gonna go with Virgo?
I think he's a Virgo. Yeah. Okay. He's giving me Virgo because he's really smart though too. Very well put together. Virgos are the shit. They look really perfect and really good.
Gemini would be really put together too.
I wouldn't. I think when I think of Geminis, they're just party, turn up, fun. No, they're not as like writing books and businessmen. I don't know.
Hell yeah, there's a
Maybe.
Gemini I know that did write a book, and let me not even say.
Yeah.
Let me not even-
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. No, I'm like, no, because I really told him he shouldn't do that. It was stupid, but he did it. I
proved you wrong.
Watch it. He really did. I'm sorry if you see this.
He gonna see it.
Probably right. He gonna see it. Oh shit. Oh, you trouble. Anyways, he really wrote a book.
I only know one Gemini, so that's like what I base it all off of, and they're
Oh,
just not
I
that
know
like
several.
sneaky,
nasty
nasty vibe. Yeah, they were just cool and fun and chill. So
right.
maybe I didn't know them good enough.
Maybe not. All right,
so funny, but yeah, that's really how they wrap it up. Actually, the very last scene is Phoebe texts Joe like, oh my God, I need to see you. Meet me at Sundry House at 10. And so Joe goes to Sundry House. Mm-hmm. Everybody's there. They were like all standing by the bar, and the police walk out and they're like, hi, Joe, we got some questions for you.
Yep.
And I was just like, ooh. So I wanted to watch 4 so bad. I was like, what happened?
Well, we're about to, but anyways.
Right now.
Yeah. Yeah, because we need to know. But yeah, that is how it ended. Everybody was standing there, like the whole group, and then the police. So definitely curious as to where this is going. If they're gonna like all say he's suspicious and like he's a new person, and now all of a sudden people are dying and he just came in our group, like it's him.
Oh, that's true. It could look like that.
Yeah, I think like it could look like that to them, especially if none of them are the killers. Was Reese there?
I had to watch it back. I can't remember.
Okay, I actually don't even think Reese was there for some reason.
Which would be awkward if he wasn't there.
Right.
We gotta look. I'm gonna go look at that last scene right now.
Yeah.
And we're gonna watch 4 right now too, because we don't watch it, so we won't like be, biased in what we say about this episode on its own. So y'all probably already watched 4 and 5. Don't tell us, don't spoil for us, but let us know if we're on to something, if we're getting
right.
close.
Are we close? Do we have the right murder suspects?
Yes. Are we way off? I know a couple people told me like, nah, it ain't him, or nah, it ain't her, with who we were thinking.
Really?
So yeah.
Even Reese?
No, you just posted the Reese one like last night. Okay. So yeah, it wasn't based off the Reese. So I'm excited. I have to ask my people, were we closer with Reese? Are we getting closer? Mm-hmm. But we low-key don't want to know either, because we still got to watch 2 more. So, but this season's fire. It's pretty good.
Yeah, I like it so far.
I'm not being able to guess, so I like that. Well, we can cheers.
Cheers.
That's our episode 3 recap. And yeah, thanks for listening in. Please leave us a review on our podcast platforms. Give us a comment, give us a like, follow us on social media at It's Giving Review. We have TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. So if you're listening on the podcast platform as well, go to YouTube so you can see us and hang out with us. And yeah, we'll see you for the next episode.
All right, you guys. See ya.